live. Had little lunch break and also fixed up remaining stuff on GPU drive. So we should be pretty well. What the hell is this? Twitter's stupid. Let me not like that. Yeah, so pretty much we should be set to go on GPU drive. Just waiting for them to launch their hyperparam sweeps. Pretty much I think that's my task completed for them, unless there's anything else that goes wrong with it. So not bad. About a day and a half of work for pretty much fixing that project. 35,000 up to 250,000 frame steps and hyperparam sweeps integrated. So that should do very well for them. Let's see what we're going to do next. I should check the Discord quickly to see if I've missed anything here. Okay, interesting. I will review this quickly. Let me see. Let me do a quick eval on this for Captain, whoever's around. I'm always very, very suspicious of stuff like this. So I have no idea who these people are. Okay, this math is bullshit. See curves. Yeah, no. Hyperbolic discounting. What they do for hypers. This axis is meaningless. Were there hypers? We have to tune lambda and gamma. Did they not report their hypers? Did they not release code? Okay, so Our code is publicly available. Okay. GitHub's empty. May. So yeah, they just didn't publish their code. Let me see if this is even something reasonable. Let me see what they're doing. Okay. What the hell is this? Shared block. Big state for different discount factors. No, this is stupid. And then what do they do with this? Yeah, okay. So this is a dumb approach. They correctly identify the problem, but the solution they propose is dumb. Like you're not having like multiple heads like this. This is just not a good way to solve this problem. This is work, like we are going to do some work in this area. This is not how you do it. And this is like a dumb way to increase the complexity of your, this is like a dumb complexity increase in your algorithm. Oh, not this, this is fine. Okay, so I checked that. Let me think what else I want to do right now. So there are a number of different things. There's a little bit of hyperparam stuff I want to fix up in Puffer still. There's also a new collab I want to start working on. Let me think what I want to do right now. I mean, I always have like a million different things I can be working on. I'm just trying to think what I want to do right now, what I feel, what I'm feeling. I would like to spend a little bit of time on our hyperparam stuff. I'd like Breakout to actually be working, you know. Okay, so let me think about this because I know what the problem is. I'm just like, I don't know how I want to solve it yet. So I've been running these. Let me explain the problem. Let me explain the problem here. So I've got these experiments in Neptune now. They're very nice. And Pong works perfectly. So we have one very nice test environment there. Obviously, we have all the test environments in Puffer. I just haven't hooked them all up yet. I've been trying to get Breakout to work nicely. But the issue is that occasionally Breakout will crash and kill the sweep. And it seems to be because when you go to evaluate Breakout, you don't actually get data back. You don't get scores back as quickly as you would expect. Now I had this run before. Let me just make sure. Let's check my oxygen real quick. Make sure I'm not dying. Let's check this real quick. Yeah, no, my oxygen's good. We're good. Just tired after lunch, I guess. Okay, so the issue at the moment, for some reason these jobs are getting killed, which I would assume means out of memory. It's actually weird now that I think about it. Leave this window open. Okay, so this was, I had this window before. Where did it go? Well, I know what it was. It just, all I got was killed. Let me think why that would be the case. So this is the script that we're running. And what was happening here is that I was evaluating for a fixed amount of data. And by doing that, I wasn't always getting stats out of the environment. Well, now there are a few different problems though, because these stats get aggregated. It's slightly annoying. Okay, so there are two separate issues here. The first is that for performance, I'm always sending stat means out of environments instead of sending per agent stats. So I don't actually know how much data I'm averaging over in the first place. That's not amazing. If you average in the C code, everything's fast. So technically, I could technically have it be standard such that the environments report how many data points they're averaged over. And then I would have to add a little bit of logic in my logging code. I don't know if I like that. But that's only part of the problem. The bigger part of the problem here is that this thing is just out of memory, which that should never happen. Is it just collecting more and more data into this buffer? Hold on. Let me see what's happening here. So, yeah, okay. So what's happening, I guess, is experience.store pointer colon end. I'm a bit confused here though, because this should get flushed, right? Experience.store. While not experience.full. Well, you have to consume the experience at some point, right? Right here. I just say get rid of it. Pointer and step, right? Data experience store. Yeah, dot pointer and dot step. So then what is it that's accumulating? Sort keys? Is it just sort keys? I guess so, right? This is really jank, but let me see if this works. The problem is it takes forever to even get to that message. Data dot. So if this works, we'll find a nice way to clean this. And I don't want to wait for this to be this long. It's plenty. That would be really bizarre, though. mean, for sort keys to be out of memorying me, is it possible the environment like somehow breaks and stops giving me logs? I should be able to see actually, because hold on. If I go to the Neptune and I have this point, this gives me a score. Is there a length on this? Oh yeah. How is that possible? That looks like an environment bug. Maybe that's what I should look at. So we have 12 items. This one is, yeah, so right here, this looks like an environment bug. It's actually nothing to do with anything I did. There's a rare environment bug. Okay. So if I look here, this is 30 mil steps. Steps evaluated. Then it took It took 13 million steps to get 100 points. But that's actually kind of reasonable because, again, these are like average points. So that's like going to just be a very thorough eval. So if I look data.stats, yeah, so there you have all the scores. You can see this is actually very consistent. Because each of these points is actually a ton of points. But that's fine if we evaluate a little bit too long. I mean, this guarantees you at least have 100 games of breakout in the data, but realistically way, way more. So that's actually fine. So, I mean, this comes down to an environment bug. Not what I expected to be doing today. Let me see if I can find it. Very rare environment bug. I'm trying to think how I even find this. Is it possible that it's a policy bug? Let me try something real quick. Time for unplanned exorcism. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, for some reason our breakout has a very rare bug where like episode length just goes insane and you stop getting logs and it crashes stuff. I guess technically it's possible that the policy is just like bouncing the ball off the wall repeatedly and not breaking any bricks. Because there's no like length cap on the environment. That would just solve it. But I want to make sure it's not a real bug. Long time no see. I am still very sick. Code should be... Yeah, but I think it goes infinite or something. I think it goes infinite. Like here, I'll show you. It's very clearly a bug because look at this. So here are all these runs where it's like normal, and then you have this one random run where episode length goes to 40,000. It's very weird. This is Puffer Atari. So we don't have a time limit on ours. You shouldn't need one. This is this end. Yeah, this isn't ALE though. This is our version. If you've seen this. And we have this and we have Pong, right? We have like these two classic tasks. We also have Enduro. Let me see if I can figure out what policy that was. Infinite length. Yeah, they can, but it shouldn't be infinite length. I think it's probably a bug. I mean, look, if I load up the policy and it's bouncing the ball infinitely, then sure, we'll put a cap. But that really should not ever happen. Like, this could just as easily be like, you know, some edge case where it doesn't reset the bricks or something dumb, right? So it's this run. I am saving nets. I just have to find it. Should be at least. Okay, so I just wonder what the IDs are. I figure out what ID this is. Hey Spencer, I'm just fixing a thing with breakout at the moment. We have a very rare case where breakout just like the environment goes infinite, and I'm trying to figure that out so we can use it for all of our experiments. I want Pong and breakout first, and then we'll start integrating the rest of them into our standard sweeps. I'm trying to figure out where the ID is on this thing. Base. There should be an ID on this run somewhere. I mean, I can go by the time. 302. I don't know if the time zone is the same. It should actually just be this one though, shouldn't it? January 13th. Unless, hold on, is it this? It could be this one. It's probably this one. Yeah. BT. And then, let me see if the other ones are the same. I do like 6. Okay, so they all trained fully. Let me make sure this, let me get this out of this screen camera. So, node eval. Fuck. Oh. No, this is just, huh. I think I know what's happening. It's just not moving. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I found it. That's really weird. So, apparently you can just not fire the ball. And if you run hyperparameter sweeps, right, eventually you're going to get a really bad set of hyperparameters where the policy collapses to exactly that. I'm surprised this doesn't happen with Pong. Oh, there's no fire in Pong, it just goes, right? Okay, so we gotta fix that. That's a crazy thing to have happen. I mean, yeah, I could. It's probably the easiest thing to do is just remove the fire button. Let's see, where does this get used? It's literally just here. Unrelated, I was working on implementing Omni in syllabus, and it turns out for Crafter, you can replace all the logic, including calls to foundation. Wait, with 10 lines of if statements. Foundation model is just doing it stupidly. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I've mostly just been ignoring the entirety of like language model RL and whatever research because it's like these models are really stupid. Um, and it's mostly just people hyping up writing for loops over stupid models. We're actually, Ryan, we're starting a collab with Flare. Basically, it should have started a week ago, but pneumonia. Where we're going to be getting like Craftax and their Jax-Ms playing nicely with Puffer. So we will have like ultra high performance Crafter with Puffer. you'll be able to actually use that as a baseline at, several 100,000 steps per second. It's just a matter of how long it takes me to finish the backlog of all the stuff I gotta do first. I finished the NYU stuff. C-based? No, we're just gonna integrate their Jax-based craft decks with Puffer so it plays nicely. But we have nice train implementations and stuff, and hyperparam sweep, so we'll actually be able to use that as an environment. We're just gonna make like our stuff cross-compatible for now, and then in the future, I've kind of put it to them that you can keep writing Jax if you want, but you're just making your life harder. It's way easier to implement these things in C. It's just like I looked through a lot of their code actually, like the kinetics code and stuff, and it's very impressive. Like I'm not smart enough to do that shit, but like you're kind of just making your life hard because the project would be probably 80% easier if you just wrote it in C. But that'll be in a few weeks, and I got to get through the log of stuff. Got a few things to do for clients, and then for the various labs. I just finished, well, hopefully finished. We'll see how their experiments go. But with the NYU collab today, we got GPU drive training at 250,000 steps per second, up from 35K, and we got hyperparameter sweep stuff integrated for them as well. So they should be running like hundreds of billions of steps of experiments per day now. C, Python, Jax. Yeah, there's just no point. Like, there's really just no point to doing the stuff in Jax. It's just, you're just making your life hard. Like, C is really, really easy. It's just like, I swear, the reason Jax exists is because, like, Python programmers wanted to write something that looks like Python, but it's just don't do it. Were you drinking coffee? No, I just got a big tea mug. I mean, I'm still sick. I got this thing. Right? This makes me cough a bunch and keeps my lungs loose. One more day of antibiotics. Toss. This is air. This is literally air. Yeah, I swear I'm gonna get banned for that at some point where like people think it's like it's a medical device. Ironically, this is the thing that's keeping me from needing an inhaler on stream because it's either do that or have to actually have an inhaler. Yeah, pneumonia very bad. I do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Let me think here. So, action is fire. What the hell is this? Smart is 1. I don't understand what the hell this is. Can I just delete this? I think I can literally just delete this. You know why it recompiles literally everything. Okay, so here's this model. And then this is 6. And then this one. Okay, so here's the bad model, but it can no longer not fire. Perfect. What are you working on? More experiments? There's a bug in Breakout, Captain. The fire button, you can just never press it, and it will lock up the environment and make it go forever. So that's what was crashing my experiments. I'm just fixing that right now. That's very weird. Let's see if it's fixed. Are you doing the continuous versions of these? I saw that you were like messing with that. I don't know if you finished them. With this patch, we should be good to go for experiments now on Pong and Breakout. Probably we'll add an Enduro next. And then we'll see what else from there. Seems to work. Haven't started, busy most yesterday. New mechanics, I thought of this morning. Fair enough. No obligation. That is the second bot today, and my chat window's broken, so I can't even ban it. Fuck's sake. Are you kidding me? Do I have to go into the Twitch chat to ban that? is that? Where do you even find this thing? I can't even get rid of that stupid mess. Okay, maybe if I do it off a restream. I literally can't even get the stupid thing. It doesn't even show. I can't even ban this stupid thing to get the message off the screen. Nice fucking job, Restream. That's so obnoxious. Whatever. Well, it's stupid because the chat overlay in OBS breaks a lot. It just like infinite loads, and then if you can't click the message from the chat, I can't click it on the stream. Whatever. Okay, so this is now fixed, at least. Put the 0 back in here. You know, why is this 4 update epochs? This is kind of just stupid, right? Oh, I guess it'll sweep this anyways, though, right? Do I have update epochs in here? Yeah, okay, I do have update epochs, so it'll sweep it anyways. That's fine. I mean, we'll improve on this over time, but this is... At least now I should be able to run this correctly. Let me commit this stuff up. Fixed. Breakout. Okay. So I don't want to just run a sweep on this now because that'll take forever. Breakout takes a while. I'll overnight this one. To be fair, I should have an extra box. I should just get the setup on that. I think I conquered. Oh, good. Yeah, Spencer, I played that game and it's really fucking weird. I played like the game it's based on. And it's really weird. The game it's based off of. It's like the most Japan game to ever Japan. It's like a normal puzzle game, but made incredibly weird for absolutely no reason. With absolutely terrible English dubs. I mean, it's kind of just like an easy puzzle game where you just, it's an easy puzzle game where you're forced to play very, very fast for the most part. I actually think, Spencer, having played it a little bit, that if you train on enough levels, that you will actually probably get something to generalize. It's like not as hard as I thought. But you're gonna have to make the for bigger levels, you're gonna have to make it partially observable. The way that you have the state at the moment, you're gonna have to make the opposite. It's gonna have to be like partially observable, probably like you see five in each direction. So it'll probably be like 11 by 11 by, I don't know, 4 or something, because usually the levels aren't very deep. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I wanted to set this up on the machine. Okay. I don't think I'm doing anything on that box right now. Okay. I'm gonna launch breakout on this box. It'll be better anyways. I forget I have all these boxes and I can just run stuff in the background now. You get a chance to look at. I got a chance to talk to Stone Captain, and he basically says that we're not doing anything wrong, and controls just kind of jank. It's literally that. So we're not missing anything. It's just the state of RL's kind of shit for control people. It's probably a big portion of why none of their stuff works as well. Um, the best thing that you can do for that is if we just get a few of these environments set up, discrete and continuous, we'll be able to really get a good idea of that pretty quick. Cards. Fire. Cannot import. Where'd my freaking window just go? This page is really obnoxious. There it is. Gonna try, hold on one sec, Spencer. Make sure I have this working. Gonna try the policy setup you recommended. Would a transformer be warranted? Absolutely not. Do curriculum learning before giving it the actual. You should just auto-gen 100,000 levels and train on them, is what you should do. The thing that I told you where you just like generate some simple levels or whatever and validate them and save them, do that. Don't mess with transformers and shit. You're gonna make your life hard for no reason. Okay, this works. So that's gonna go over here. Now we have this running in the background at least. Oops, support request. Let me look at that. Trying to run Puffer 2.0 demo. Only environment that works out of the box is Enduro. Well, they should all work out of the box. All ocean environments are meant to be in native mode with env equals 1 worker. Yeah, so Anna, they are, all of the M's, the new Puffer M's, are internally vectorized. You can still run the multi-process, but here, let me show you. Like, so here, this is Pong, right? And it runs one env, one worker, so it's literally just running on one core. But you see internally, that one env is running 1,024 copies. And the reason that it's on one core is because it's so fast that we literally only need one core for it. It runs at like 10 million steps per second. And that's true of most of the environments as well. A couple of them you'll see have settings with multiprocessing by default, like I believe NeuralMMO 3. Yeah, see we have 2 M's, 2 workers, so it's double buffered async. But most of them just are 1. Now, if M's are not working out of the box, please paste error messages because they should all work out of the box. And if that's not happening, I will fix those right now. I suspect probably some weird like local configure setup thing, but yeah, let's see what's going wrong. I have seen some like weird compile errors that a couple people have been getting. I haven't been able to reproduce them, but if you have messages, error messages and build system details, I can probably figure that out. That'd be a good thing to do now. Welcome YouTube folks, welcome Twitch folks. Stream's warmed up nicely. I am mostly back, since we have a few people here, I'm mostly back to work now. It's going to be a little casual and a little lower energy for the next couple weeks. I'm still quite sick. I was in the hospital with pneumonia. It was pretty close. But yeah, I'm mostly back, just catching up on all the stuff. Mostly it's going to be a combination of Puffer dev, science side Puffer efforts, trying to use all these fast environments to make some progress on the RL front, various just live support and support for various academic labs we're collaborating with. We did a bunch of stuff for NYU with GPU Drive on stream earlier today. And then portions of client work that are public will be broadcast. So, priority feature requests and stuff. I'll be implementing features that have been requested live on stream as well. I think I'm probably going to be back to streaming every day now. It just might be, a bit more casual and lower energy than normal, but may as well broadcast. And support requests will continue as normal. So code reviews on stream, fixing stuff. As soon as I get a stack trace on this, I'll fix this. That'll all continue as normal now. Schedule's going to be a little bit less rigid until I'm feeling better. So it's just kind of going to be whenever I'm feeling up to it. But hours should be good. Still waiting on this support message here. You post in the Discord or something? I'm not seeing snake and breakout. What? Multiprocess won't give stats. Game state failed to update. All right, let me see. Oh, what the heck? That's crazy. When did I break that? That doesn't even make sense. Hold on. Let me get back onto the main branch. I think you're right. I think I broke something. Hey, that guy. Let's see what's wrong here. Okay, so this is confusing, but it should work with multiprocessing won't give stats. Okay, so Anna, I see, does this not work as I'm seeing it right here? I have stats right here in multiprocessing. So that's a confusing message. And actually that should work. I should set that up so it just works. So I can fix the error message, but are you not getting these stats? Please post your like, are you on Linux? Are you on Mac? Like what's your setup? Hey, any further progress from going beyond coding in different games? Still doing the same as before. Yeah, well, we're now using these ultra-fast game environments that we have in order to run massive scale experiments. So we're now gearing up to start running like large scale algorithmic experimentation because we can run so many experiments. Okay, not getting any stats, eval game won't run. Anna, what's your like your OS and setup? Are you on Linux? It should work on Mac, WSL, or Linux. If you're on Windows, stuff will break. Linux, Ubuntu 2004. Okay, so that should be fine. Um, I'm trying to think how I can help you. Eval game won't run. So, is this what you're running right here? Eval game won't run. I'm happy to help debug this now, but I'm gonna need the information for stuff. I don't know if there's like crazy lag on YouTube. You might want to try Twitch. YouTube also sometimes eats messages. If you don't see your message right here, I'm not seeing it. In the meantime, I'm going to think about how I have vectorization set up here. Just add this to the config. I could just put it here, couldn't I? This package env name. Do you need to have sections in this ini file? If I just do this. Okay, so you do need to have base. That's mildly annoying. I do this. And I'm more than happy to help you if you have follow-up information, if you're still here. I just need to know like system details and like what you're seeing and stuff, and I'm more than happy to help debug. In the meantime, I'm going to make the vectorization thing a bit more intuitive. Very nice. Okay, so IPS not looking great. YouTube lagging, posting to Discord. Sure. You can try Twitch for faster stuff. Let me see. Okay, Snake M not returning. I'm trying to think how I can help you debug this because it's like doesn't work on your system, works on mine. Let me try something real quick. What happens if you use Vex serial? If you run -- Vex serial, does it work? Like native, it gives stat but not value. What do you mean it gives stat but not value? Like native, it gives game stat still frozen. So like when you run it, it doesn't, like what, you get like one screen of stats or something? Or like does this thing get stuck? Like what happens? Everything but return value. What do you mean return value? Like episode return, length, score? Is one of these missing? Game state still frozen. I don't know what you mean by. Okay, let me see. Okay, so it runs, but you don't get stats. That's really weird. Huh. And you don't you don't get intermittent stats at all. It doesn't like occasionally print stats. I'm trying to think what the heck that would be. Yeah, no. There's not even any multiprocessing that goes on there. I mean, I can help you debug this. Possibly this is a puffer bug. Possibly this is like a weird compilation quirk or something. Let me see. So like, if you just go into the snake file, right? Right here, Can you put a breakpoint like right here and see if you ever get if this ever gets hit, because this is where it should be logging. And if it's not returning logs from there, then probably we got to look at compilation. Because probably there's some like weird jank Python compile bug. Because that's really weird. I'm making the vectorization args a little more intuitive in the meantime. Yeah. More than happy to help you with this. It's going to just take a little bit of back and forth because I mean I don't have a way to reproduce this, right? So best I can do is like figure out on your system conflict. Hi, welcome. I think I met you for a tiny bit at RL party at NeurIPS. Were you there? Yeah, I was there. Um, Also caught pneumonia at NeurIPS, so that was a total shit show. But hey, how's it going? We are back fixing this ridiculously cursed field one day at a time. Why does Connect 4 have 8 processes? Whatever. Pneumonia, I got like, yeah, dude, I was in the hospital for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Nearly killed me. I think I'm going to be reevaluating NERPs in the future. Rejects 3 papers, nearly kills me. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. I'm down about 15 pounds from when you saw me at the conference. Do not recommend. Go to RLC. It's all fun and all RL. Tell them to stop rejecting PufferLib. Like, it's kind of a meme at this point. It's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Submitting. I wasn't even gonna bother submitting. Like, it really doesn't do much. Like, publishing the thing, they really doesn't do much. What reason do they give? Some bullshit. The thing is, it really doesn't do much for me to publish anymore, right? Like, I'm graduated. Like, industry and whatever, like, don't really care whether your library is published. It's just fighting with the reviewers and wasting my time. And, like, pretty much at this point, the things that matter are, like, users continuing to, like, advance RL with Puffer and industry clients. That's it. The rest is kind of just noise. Presenting would be useful. Yeah, presenting would be useful for yeah, fair. Are there like industry RL people walking around there? When's this deadline anyways? I mean, I can just resubmit it and see if they actually like take it this time. February 15th, 14th, that's fine. I don't know, maybe I'll spend a couple days writing it up at some point here. I mean, it would probably only take me like a day. It'd probably only take me like a day to update the submission. It's just annoying because it's like a waste when it doesn't get in. I mean, I do a lot in a day. Basically just completely fixed GPU drive. Amazon. See, like, the really big ones aren't gonna hire Puffer anyways yet because it's too small. We have really good tools, but like they have all their own internal teams. Mostly we're looking for people that are like in industry trying to do RL for something and having a hard time of it. Like those are the types of people who are perfectly suited for Puffer support contracts. I mean, we can do a lot. We can really make a huge difference for like companies that are trying to do RL for not a lot of money. That's kind of the target. Sheep RL, yeah. But like we're not really looking for RL companies, right? Like they're all gonna want to do their own thing. We're like mostly looking for companies that like have a problem for which RL would be useful, and they're just having a hard time of it. Amazon mostly legal that stops us from using whatever packages. I mean, all of our stuff with Puffer is free and open source. So like you can just look at it and try the stuff out for free. And I mean, if you want like extras, right, priority features, integration assistance with a specific project or whatever, that's the only thing we charge for. I mean, to give you an idea, just in the last day and a half, I took GPU drive from 35,000 to 250,000 steps per second training, and got them like proper hyperparameter sweep integration and stuff. all logged and tracked. So they're going to be running like hundreds of billions of steps of experiments per day now with that. Package vetting team. Ugh, yeah, that's a pain. Can't really help you on compliance side stuff. You know, Puffer is a small company. We move really fast with our tools. If that works for you, then it works for us. If it doesn't, then it's tougher. I had a brief stint at Amazon as well. Last year, I think it's a massive success to be bigger than this year. Where is it again? Is it somewhere sane? I guess I could consider going. Alberta. You can understand I'm not exactly in a mindset to want to be traveling at the moment. So maybe by the time it actually is, I'll want to. I basically, for the next few months, don't really want to be doing anything other than just like building Puffer and trying to get my body back in shape after pneumonia. It's going to take like months of training to get my health back. Just ordered a whole bunch of gym equipment last night. Okay, it reaches. Hold on, let me read this message. Get all this stuff out of the way. It reaches the step function. Observations do not seem to update. The heck? Yeah, Ryan, I was only at NERPS for 3 days. Still nearly killed me. What happens if you recompile? Are you using this from source or from the pip package? If you have this cloned, can you rerun, like, if you run this, does it build cleanly? Because it seems to me that like something's just screwy and it's not compiled right or something. I did recompile the Python. I'm trying to think how to help you here. Like if you have this, if you have this like on a remote box I can like log into and look at, I'd be happy to do that. I'm just trying to think what I can do for you here because like something's like clearly built wrong or something here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that this could be. Observations do not seem to update. Action values change, the observations. That's got to be some weird compile bug because the way that it works with Puffer, we allocate all the memory from Python, and then we pass a pointer to that memory to C, and then C populates that memory. So some wires are crossed or something if that's not happening. Like if this were a multiprocessing bug, okay, maybe that's a system dependent thing, but this is, like this should just work. Let me think how I can figure out. Can I see like What is this going to use? I think this uses GCC. It should use GCC, I think, by default. What's your GCC version? Like, the only thing I can think of is that this is like some weird C compile bug. Nine 9.4.0. How annoying is it to update GCC? Okay, it's just a pip. It's just an install. Can you try to get Can you try to like upgrade GCC and recompile and see what happens? Or actually, let me think. Maybe I can downgrade my GCC. 9.4. That would be a nicer thing for me to do. More specific GCC. I'm in a Docker as is. I don't want to have to reset up all of Puffer, like Torch and stuff. Heck. Maybe it's just DCC9. There we go. Okay. Alternatives. No alternatives. The heck? I've not had to do this before. And it exists. Set GCC. What the hell? Oh, dash dash install. Okay. Perfect. Now I got 9.5. So now I'm compiling with your GCC. Well, 9.5, as close as I could get it. Still works. Not GCC. I'm trying to think what else this could be. I would think that would be the only thing it could be. Does it compile with GCC? Or is it compiling with Clang? Extensions. Let me see. x86. Okay, so it's still using the wrong one. Okay. Okay, so now that's working. Now let's see if this builds. So now for sure we're compiling with your version of GCC. Still works. I'm trying to think what I can do for you because I can't figure out why. Yeah, here it is compiling snake. And that's all it runs. Do I have Python pinned? What's your Python version? Python break something? No, Python's updated. Setup tools, maybe? Three point 1.1 of Python? 3.0.11, right? What about setup tools? Do you have a different setup tools? I'm trying to reproduce your issue. I just compiled it though on. I just went and got an old version of GCC. It still works on 9.5. The fact that Enduro works, I know that there's like some weird name conflicting bug with like the step function, but I can't figure out what was the trigger for it. There was like some niche compilation bug, but I couldn't figure out how to reproduce it. That's probably what's happening. What's your yeah, tell me your setup tools version in case that's it. I'm gonna be right back. I'll use the restroom real quick. Okay. Still don't see setup tools version. Let me figure out maybe that node as well. I think it's probably this. Oh, here's my condo list. Perfect. Setup tools in here. So basically, the only thing I can think of, there's like some weird compilation thing where on some systems, somehow like Python names conflict with C function names, but I have no idea. Like I've seen it a couple times, but I have no idea how to reproduce it. So around 75.1.0, which should be totally fine. Same Python version. I'm gonna just throw it into GPT. It's like the long shot, but let me see. No. Systems. I can try this small setup the setup tools version change. I'd be really surprised if that's what it is. It could be. Oops. 75.1. The heck is all these? This is silly. Okay. Oh, you know one thing that you can do? If you remove the build directory, so if you remove the build directory like I just did and you recompile, you'll get all these messages. I'd like you to post like one of these lines, like for Snake or for whatever environment. I want to see if you're using GCC or if you're using some weird compiler. Because it could be compiler difference. I'll test setup.py in the meantime. Okay, stable under the setup tools as well. Yeah, let me see what compiler you're using. The full, that'll also work. Build output. Yeah, Captain, do you have any idea with this? It's so what it seems like, based off of what I saw from Bet and people, and I'd like to see the full compilation message because I might be able to see it from there. But there's this weird thing where it seems like Python. First of all, the Python step method it's a method of a class, so it should have its own namespace. And then I think even on top of that, Python and C should have separate namespaces. But somehow, like, they're getting overwritten such that you can't have a method called step in the C file and in the Python file, which is why I think Enduro probably works, because I bet just like Band-Aid Patch made the names different. So it doesn't have namespaces. Well, but C is going to have a function called step, and then Python has a function called step that's part of a method, so it should assign that a different name. And it does on like almost anything you can compile. There's like some weird compile bug. I'm curious to see what the compile line messages are, if I can get that trace. It's got to be compiler difference, right? Maybe like maybe theirs is compiling with Clang or something, and Clang is being weird. In the meantime, let me look at this. Okay, so we've got breakout running. Let's see. I should have Slack messages with wannabe sweeps as well to look at in the meantime. No links yet. I don't see any, I haven't gotten any messages yet, right? Oh, hold on. Here, building, GCC, hold on, what the heck? GCC, huh, dash P thread. Well, this is a dramatically different call signature. Um, one-on-one, so siphonizing. I don't even get that siphonizing call, do I? So we get F wrap V. These are dramatically different flags. Writing your compile. Well, I'm trying to see what even like, I don't even know what to necessarily look for here, right? Like you can see right here, so we're both running GCC. This is just an alias to GCC. But then all the flags are different. What would cause these flags to be different? Like, why would the flags be this different, right? I system. Let's see. Python 3.11, yeah. It's what we use. Nice job, OpenAI. They can't even frickin'. There we go. Anaconda. Oh, is Anaconda breaking it? Ah. Anaconda Python. Try this. Try this. I don't know if this actually makes any sense, this suggestion, because I think he is using the right GCC. I think is it like Anaconda's setup or whatever that's doing this? I mean, I could get Anaconda and try this. I hate that everyone uses this thing. Where's the fucking thing? Let's see if this works. Or rather, if it doesn't, if I can reproduce this. Did not expect to be fixing Conda today. Honestly, forgot Conda even existed. Alright, so seriously, I have to install CleanRL. Let's do that. Added parallel axis, I see, that's fine. Cool. Seem to be running. Very nice. Wow, this is already, should already just auto solve. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. What's it? 250. 50. Should be 6 to 7 minutes. Don't have multiple GCC. Yeah, let me see if Anaconda resolves this. Okay, so now this doesn't even look like it runs. It just hangs. But yours actually runs. Right? The heck? Okay, so multi-process. Well, it doesn't. Nothing runs at all for me. Um, yeah, this just doesn't run at all. You said Enduro runs, right? Yeah, so Enduro runs, and like if I do Pong. Okay, so this is definitely the bug. So if you want it to work immediately, don't use Conda. Let me see if I can figure out why Conda's breaking everything, because that's insane. Oh, it just didn't build. There's no build directory. Wait, how's that even? Okay, I see you're saying GCC command. Fucking Conda. Yeah, so that just doesn't run straight up. Does Snake run? No, it doesn't. B12. And that just hangs. Recursively. Okay. So I can reproduce this. Now why the hell does it happen? So first of all, why is Kana give you all these different flags in the first place? Dash B. So here is the command. And then what is this? Why does it do it twice? If I just do this, that recompiles. That doesn't fix it. It's not actually building it. Why does it need? Okay, so I need these two commands, I think. Okay, we get this one. This one. Why does it call it twice? So now I should be able to remove this, build it. Now it's still there. Okay, so now I've built this thing manually. Okay, and I can confirm that it's still the same. Good. This is truly evil right here, is what this is. Okay, so we're going to remove these two args. See if that does anything. File format not recognized. If I do this. Okay. Still doesn't work. Where were my arcs? I have far fewer flags. Why is this included so many times? Like, did it just spaz out? Look, iSystem. This is literally doubled. Root. Climb to 3. This is done again. I doubt that's it, but let's see. Okay, so this still hangs. Let me just see what flags are missing completely. So include RayLib. Okay, what other flags? W error. Format security. -G. -F wrap B. What is -G? G should just be debug. F wrap B. Code generation conventions. F stack protector strong. Okay, so here's the one that should work, right? This is the one that should work. Right here. So let's see what happens if I run this. Error. I should change this to 312. Okay. So I run it like this. It's still not work. Okay, now this is weird because now it's running with the same compilation settings as before. Remove this, make sure it's not getting cached. Okay, so now it's not even the flags. It's not even the flags because hold on. Hold on. Maybe I let me try this one more time. Apply array object.h. Disk packages. This move. Site packages. Okay, so maybe we do this here. Okay, that's one. And the other one is here. I root and kind of lib. It does it twice for no freaking reason. The same. It just like these are just garbage autogen flags. Let's see if this works. The goal is to figure out what freaking flag is wrong and how I can get Conda to stop doing it. Still doesn't work. Let me see. Okay, so probably we want this one. Man, it's crazy I don't get errors on this. It just silently fails. Okay, so we want this. Python. Still no? I have like the exact same. I mean, unless it's like, does this not exist? Is this site package like just not there? Let me see. Honda lib. Okay, so there is NumPy there. Root, anaconda, load. Okay, so we have this exists. This exists. By the way, this will work immediately for you outside of Conda. I'm just trying to figure out why it doesn't work in Conda. I have the same. Only thing that's different is the Python version here. The thing is, it's building. It's building with my args. That should be. Okay, so this doesn't really tell me much. The fact that it doesn't build with this, like this is Anaconda Python, but everything else should be as it was before. What virtual env? No virtual env. We just have either just system Python or we have a Docker container we ship that has everything pre-built. And if you have a Docker container, then Conda and virtualization is just redundant. I mean, it should work with literally anything other than Conda. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with Conda. It's like Conda's doing something really screwy and I can't figure out what. I mean, a lot of people use Conda, so I would like this to work. But I don't know what it's doing. I'm gonna try now. Hold on. Let me try going back to. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try taking the exact command here. Let me see if now this builds manually. I build this. Why can't it create? Fuck. I'm building. Where is this building to? I don't understand how this is like not outputting a file and just not giving me an error. For include. And it doesn't freaking help. Well, there it shows me I have the file there now, don't I? Yeah. Cannot open output file. Oh, that's so stupid. I don't know why that's a thing. Okay, can we train? After all this. Okay, so this compilation does work. Okay? This compilation does work. And we comment this. Again, we just have to oops. This one doesn't work. All right. Okay, and then if we do 1, 2, okay, so we have this file. So these commands work, these commands don't. And just to be sure, the only difference between these commands is including wanted your opinion on something. I've been working on using RL for board game Catan. Cool. Environment, I've been using Rust because I heard compiled is the way to go. Not familiar with Puffer. Puffer helped me create the environment. Would it help? Yeah, if you look at the way that we write our examples, like all of our environments, we write like low-level compiled environments. I suggest C over Rust because it's easy. Rust is for people who like pain for no reason. If that's your thing, then sure, go ahead. But it's generally easier and faster to just write stuff in C. And we have lots of examples on exactly how to put together ridiculously high performance reinforcement learning environments. Perfect, yeah. I mean, you can do Rust if you want. It's just like, I don't know. I don't think for this type of dev it buys you anything. I think it generally just like gets in your way for the sake of things that you don't care about. Um, if you look at like the C environments we have, they're like so easy and so simple to write and read. They taught us Rust in uni. I don't know. Rust is kind of like a fancy trick language. It just like it's so heavy and it just forces you to write code in such an obnoxious way. And it gets in your way and makes stuff slow in the process. It's like for me, it's way easier to just deal with memory and just write dead simple code. Um, I mean, there's literally nothing fancy about it. Like you can read the code and like you'll immediately know what's going on because there's nothing there to be complicated. Like there's a tenth of the number of language features as you need to know in Rust. I don't know. I am not a Rust enjoyer. Do you think I should work on a starter, easier RL project before I tackle a complex game like this? If you're not a very experienced programmer, then yes, absolutely. If you're not a very experienced, like a very, very experienced programmer, then yes, I would suggest making a much simpler RL environment, and like getting, like go through the process of making an RL environment, like something that's going to be on the order of 400 to 1,000 lines, something you'll enjoy, something you can do in like a week, and go through the process of getting an RL agent training on it, defining all the spaces and all of that. Experienced programmer, just not RL specific. How experienced is experienced? Like, have you been writing code for 10 plus years? Catan is not an easy game to set up for RL. I haven't really played much Catan, so Fang. You can try it if you want. The things that are going to be hard, the action space for Catan, I have not played anywhere near enough Catan to know, to be fair. But like defining observation and action spaces for Catan is going to be pretty hairy. You're basically going to have to think about how. I guess the way to think about it would be like, how do you implement if Catan were a Game Boy game, right? Or like Catan had to be just played with like the number keys or whatever, or maybe arrow keys and num keys. How would you implement it? That'll be the tricky part about that. In addition to implementing, the whole game. I'd have to play some Catan. I've played it like maybe once. I mean, it depends. If you want to just take on a big project right away, you can do that. I generally suggest people make like a simple, cool RL environment just so you can get like some experience on the books and have something working end to end and not get frustrated, but it's up to you. Some existing environments. Oh yeah, you can have, look at this. So, and I code review everything that gets contributed. So in Puffer Ocean, like look at all these environments here. So like here's Snake. It's one C file, 300 something lines. And you can just read through here and see how simple it is. If you want something dramatically more complicated, we go all the way up to like Neural MMO 3. This is a full MMO in like less than 3,000 lines, one file. So you can go from very, very simple to very, very complicated. And you have examples for everything. Plus, I'm streaming all this dev half the time, so it's easy to get help. I'm particularly helpful with people to people who contribute the ends to Puffer. That is when I'm not fighting ridiculous compile bugs. Conda is evil. Got it. Maybe I can add aim. Katana Puffer after some dummy projects. Yeah. I mean, there are lots of projects you can do. If you're an experienced programmer, like, I don't know, I've wanted a maze environment for a while. If you want to do like procedurally generated maze environment, that's probably like a 400 line env. That would be pretty cool. That's like something that can be done pretty easily. If you have other ideas, that's cool too. I'm eventually going to want somebody to throw together like a basic FPS. That's going to be a little harder. I have to think about how you do observations for that. There's lots of stuff that can be done. Lots and lots of stuff, and it's a great way to get into RL. It's really the best way. So literally the only difference between these two is conda Python, and it doesn't work. There's no way that this does anything, but let me see. Holy what? Okay. I'm gonna try conda 311. Okay. This is a crazy rabbit hole. Freaking crazy, crazy rabbit hole. The things I do for my users here. Things I do for users. The hell, where did my window go? Okay. Okay. So now we've got this version here, which is going to be 3.1. Okay. The hell? Why is there no 311 in the freaking Anaconda include? Is it in root? Is this it? That's so stupid. I hate Anaconda so much. Okay, so it's not going to be in here either, is it, this fucking thing? 3.1. Okay, luckily, it's only here. Okay, and I also have to find include. Fine. So, hold on. All right. I gotta run. I gotta fix this later. It is my birthday today, and I'm being called to not just write code all night. Yeah, so I will fix this through the evening or whatever. Really like to get Condo working. I have no idea what's wrong with it. I'm hoping that what's going to happen is I'm going to find whatever bad flags it's using. Thank you. I'm going to hopefully find whatever bad flags this thing is using and just like add something to setup.py to prevent Conda from breaking itself. But we will see. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll be back in a bit. We'll see. Maybe I'll stream later. Maybe I won't. It depends how tired I am. Hopefully I can get this thing sorted though. In the meantime, we still have these experiments going in the background, so this will be a nice test of our hyperparameter sweep, so that's running. And then, hold on. Damn it, they still dropped my perf. Well, there's some cool hyperparam sweeps on here. Anyways, I gotta go. I'll be around later. Anna, I will be around in the Discord for now. Just use anything but Conda and it'll work. And if it doesn't, let me know. I'll try to fix Conda. It's real deep in the weeds with what's going on with compile. Conda is just like a horrible broken piece of software. But yeah, I will try to fix that. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll be streaming a lot more dev over the coming weeks. Now I'm back